to people every other month. Now you did stop doing that allegedly, but in the same context, that's why people can bring that shit up anyway. Now back to Nina. You know that Nina was the star of that show. That's what you was trying to get at in the first place. While you over there talking about her mental health, but you're a mental health warrior. You done cried for weeks and weeks and weeks about mental health, and then you gonna bring up hers after I already said that she has specific issues. After I already said it in AJ Live, you was there. After I already said it on my show that you brought up the field report, and that's why you will bring up the field report, because again, your space is failing. Always have failed, always will fail, because you burn every bridge that you cross. Now, Shigo, this is just the beginning, darling. If you would like to go any further, if you want this car to go any further, you just let me know and I'll put it in sport mode. You talking about read from here? I ain't even read you. I ain't even really called you out of your name besides that Gumby in your mouth. But I ain't even really got down on you like I can. But we all know you're not taking enough dudes from that dance team, and you need this money from TikTok, and that's what you was trying to do. You was trying to use Nina's name to up your interviews because they might be watching them shits anyway, and you was trying to use the hip afterwards.
Oh, all right. I ain't gonna hold you. He throwing a lot at us, so we're gonna have to do all this shit one at a time. We're gonna try to ask the questions during the clips, so that way it can help us get to the other cases. All right. So yeah, we try and just remix some shit. One of the things that he just alleged is that the only reason why she did that interview with Savoy was to indirectly bring people in because it would have Nina involved. Do you agree or disagree? Red, yes. Blue, no. Do you think Hip only did that? He pointed out that she only did that interview with Savoy because Nina's name is attached to it and it will bring people in. Red, yes. Blue, no. Okay, so far it's leaning towards no. So yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Okay, so right now the majority is leaning towards no. Okay. All right. So Hip, they disagree with you on this one so far. Let's keep listening.
To get you a little traction going. Girl, fuck you. Fuck everything you stand for. Fuck them fake ass tears you always crying over there. Fuck that mascara. Your makeup be nice, but I don't like that fucking eyeshadow. It's not mascara, it's fucking eyeshadow. I don't even know what it's called. I don't give a fuck. That shit over your eyes, I don't like the colors you use. But your makeup be nice because I ain't no hating ass bitch. Your makeup be nice and sometimes your wigs do. Emphasis on sometimes. Now, are there any questions?
Kadar, level 35. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Claim y'all points and level up.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. Damn.
I do have a question. Do you think that maybe if she do like the natural colors
W
for the
Kadar in the chat,
eyeshadow, that would be better?
I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't know. I just know when I like something, when I don't like something. So I don't know. I'm not giving her advice on makeup. Her makeup to me be nice, except for the colors of her eyes. I absolutely hate it. Unless she's doing like one of them like full out.
All right, we're gonna stop right there. Let's see what else was said. Let's try this. I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like it was a lot. Quite a few people on the panel.
There we go. Or in the next thing. That's what you want, because you actually have a superiority complex, but you're never superior. So that's why you're always upset with everyone. That's why you was upset that nobody came to your birthday party or your birthday battle, because people don't fuck with you. Okay? You was in a room of one, crying and lying, talking about how sad you was. And you want to know why that is?
So for those that are unaware, she did an interview with Savoy. Savoy is the one who dated somebody that is on the app. They are no longer dating. They were supposed to do an interview last year. However, they did not end up doing that interview. With that being said, she finally was able to do the interview, and it sounds like she's getting some feedback about what they felt as far as the interview go. Okay, Hippie, he is stating his grievances with the interview.
Because you're a fake, phony fraud, and people ain't forgot the shit you did to them. Because there's other spaces where motherfuckers...
Thank you for that. So yes, I am taking CA questions. If you have some questions you would like to ask and you want to make sure I get to it directly, my CA is in my bio, respectfully. Or if you just want to support the courtroom, we are accepting all donations as well. And I do appreciate the support. Big, small, it's all appreciated. Thank you.
Actually treat people like somebody. There's places where people don't switch on somebody for no fucking reason, like you've been continuously trying to do with me. For real. Even that shit with Key, that ain't my best friend, or I didn't come up there like, bitch, why you talking about her? I was kind, okay? Just like I can go ask Bar, why do you even the topic? If you don't turn that shit off, don't get up here with that big body trying to play games with me tonight, girl.
Oh, a hippie is on.
Wait,
I'm
who
sorry,
dropped
baby.
$2? Did somebody drop $2? Bring $2 back.
All right, someone just said in the audience they was talking about Shigo before she responded. Interesting. Okay. It's funny you mentioned that because there is some things that she had to say due to the grievances. Let's hear it.
Very clearly and transparently expressed that the reason why I lost this was due to me not having the proper dental care. And I always express that when I talk to people about parents making sure that you have the proper dentist where you're able to have the insurance where you can get root canals and shit taken care of, because I wasn't able to get one because it wasn't covered in my insurance. And then what happened is the tooth started to turn colors.
Thank you, user.
And then what happened was it broke on one side. And I got the rest removed. It was a whole tooth with a chip. And I got them to pull the whole thing out. I've expressed this story numerous times. But to put it on my brother or my baby daddy because you are mad about an interview that had not a fuck thing to do with you is crazy. And the other thing that I wanted to do, y'all see I speakers in the comments. I'm going to ask this one more time because I'm getting real sick of y'all digging in, lying in, trying to drag my pussy. I speak. Have you and I ever fucked?
All right, pause right there. We have Erica in the audience. Welcome back. Erica in the audience. Thank y'all for helping with the goal, by the way. She says, human tape recorder remembers different butts, and then shut her mouth. So, Erica, you do not have to come into the panel. However, would you like to tell us in the audience, what do you remember as far as whatever storyline we're hearing right now? Because a lot has been said, and it hasn't even been 5 minutes.
And you do not have to come in the box, because again, I don't even want to disrespect DP. DP, I'm sorry, I didn't have to bring him into the conversation. Thank you. Smooth negative. Have we ever been in a relationship? Yeah, she was pulling like every straw she could. They said she brought up Arby's and this. I was like, not yet, Genty, and then I speak. That's what they told me verbatim. You good? She said you good. Okay, thank you, DP. You know I love you, boo. No, in no relationship. Have me and you ever talked? Have me and you ever talked like we were trying to talk like we were trying to be in a relationship? Thank you. Did I or did I not meet you by trying to interview your perspective of what happened with you and Polisa, and then we became cool from there? Thank you. So, and Roland, I'm not trying to be rude, but just like everybody else, if you're feeling some kind of way, you can. But you sat in here the entire interview as well and didn't say anything, so I assume you don't have a problem. The shit that she's pulling is bullshit. Y'all see the people that have known me for years, and even my best friend let y'all know that shit is bullshit. There was never no DV. You were in the interview because I saw you in the comments because I kept getting yours and Nina's picture confused.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said you were in the interview because I kept getting yours and Nina's
the whole
pictures
time,
confused.
but I did request up one time and I got declined, but I wasn't here the whole time because we're in Vegas. We were walking on the strip. Shigo.
I didn't see your request.
I did comment, but I wasn't in there the whole time.
I saw you in here when I was interviewing. I saw you in here when Nina put a request in, and I saw you in here also during the after show.
I was not in here the whole time.
I don't know your steps and your moves, but I'm telling you where I saw you, which was before when we were starting the question.
So let me ask you a question. I do have a question for you though.
That's fine.
What makes you think it's okay to ask about somebody's health status?
I didn't ask about her health status. I said, to your knowledge, have you ever known of her having severe health issues? And then we moved on.
Okay, so what makes you think?
Pause right there. All right. So Roland did pose a good question. Why would you ask a question about someone's health status? Okay, so hold on. So Trina, you said, see, now I'm mad for Shigo. Reality, I need you to just stay right there because Trina isn't a request. I want to hear your feedback real quick. What's going on, Trina? Good day to you. Happy New Year.
Hey Bella, Happy New Year. I feel I just got more mad because Chico just was live breaking down. This was a bunch of bullshit.
Now?
Okay. Yeah, just now. This is a bunch of bullshit, and I said it yesterday. Um, she had been planning that interview with Savoy for a minute, and it kept falling through. It kept falling through, and then obviously things went on where Shigo just wasn't doing interviews no more. To go ahead and do all of this bullshit, and I ain't got no problem with nobody that did it, but that was extra as fuck, and that was mean girl behavior. Shigo didn't do shit wrong. She did her interview, and in all of her interviews, she goes there. She asks questions that could be seen as messy or what happened to you. She always has a segment for everybody she interviews to go over the things that may have been the most controversial with you on the app. She did it with me. She did it with Essence. She did it with Rose. She's done it with every single person that she has interviewed, literally. So to go off on her like that and come up and attack her, talk about who are you and why would you ask this and why would you ask, that shit was fucked up. Period. Chico interviews always go up. They always did. Y'all talking about, oh, nobody cared. It was over 400 people in that bitch. So somebody gave a fuck. That was fucked up, and it was mean girl behavior. Not a girl breaking down because her fucking granddaddy died, and she just trying to keep her word to her fucking platform. This shit is just, well, if it was invasive, then you don't gotta fucking answer it. She says that in every interview as well. She always says, I'm gonna ask you these questions. If you don't want to answer it, you do not have to. Simple and plain. And he didn't answer it. Move the fuck on. The interviews are messy. Hello, did y'all forget where y'all was at? But to just bombard the damn girl because it's your fuck ass friend? No.
Trina, real quick, someone posed a question in the audience. Pretty Red said, one moment, because it is moving. I'm sorry. The interview wasn't about Nina. Hold on, damn.
I seen that the interview was not about Nina, so she didn't need to be asking about her. In all of our interviews, we are asked about other situations. Anybody who has ever been interviewed by Shigo will tell you. She asked you about situations about you and whatever was the most controversial on the app. Her and Essence did an in-person interview. She asked you about and not only do she ask you and give you a chance to answer or not, she goes over the shit with you before the fucking interview. So really, if Savoy had a problem, I'm sure the fucking question would not have been in there. She always brings up other people during the fucking interview. That's called interviewing. Journalists do not just ask. They didn't just ask Kobe about Kobe. They didn't just ask R. Kelly about, like, no. You're going to ask about what's popping in the fucking news. And Savoy and Nina was what, his story is with Nina. So how could she not ask about Nina? That's dumb.
Okay. Nikki Sweet in the audience says she's not a journalist. Also, the question was about should she had drew the line asking about her health.
Who are y'all to say somebody is or is not a journalist? If that's the case, ain't none of y'all nail techs, makeup artists, ain't none of y'all shit. If you ain't got a degree or a certificate to say that you are. Are y'all cool? And if she didn't drag the lady's mental health, she asked about it. Is y'all okay?
You, Auntie Willin, thank you. Okay, so they're asking, should she not have posed a question about her mental health? Why would that be a question for him?
Why wouldn't it? He was dealing with her. If he was dealing with her for that amount of time, I'm sure her mental health would have played a part in their relationship. Y'all keep saying, why would we care? Why would we care? But it was over 400 people in the live. Somebody cared.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Trina, before we got back to the clip?
Go ahead. Thanks, Bella.
You're welcome. I'm sure we'll see you back. For those who are new here, Trina has always attended accountability court, been very supportive, so thank you for stopping up, Trina. And again, if you are a vlogger and you would like to come up so people can follow your page, follow your YouTube page, feel free to request that.
That it's okay to ask about somebody's health.
The same way I asked about how Rizzy mental health was during her interview and how she handles all of the backlash.
Speaking
The
of
same way I
Rizzy,
asked during, hold on. The same way I asked during Hippie's interview, outside of his interview, how does he handle his mental health or what does he do to be able to keep himself straight? That's a question that's asked for most of the creators, either during what they do outside of the app or how do they handle the shit on the app. So it's a general
Okay.
question that's asked during the majority of the interviews.
okay, so why did you have a issue
I
about
did
me
ask
asking
Rizzy,
him
I
about?
did, and she answered and she gave a
I didn't
very
ask-
straight answer. Hold on, I'm
Are you
answering
talking to me?
my
I didn't
question.
say anything. I didn't.
I'm answering my comments because she said I asked Rizzy. I did ask Rizzy during the interview, and she told me how she handles that she receives on the app. And I don't think that anything was said then because y'all don't give a fuck about Rizzy, but y'all give a fuck about Nina, so now y'all want to attack me. I get it, and that's why I'm willing to answer any questions that you have.
Okay, so can I finish my other questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So speaking of that, I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, did you say that you were going to be done with interviews
No.
after the
I
real
said I was gonna be
situation?
done. I said I was gonna be done with Messy Talk interviews after Savoy. That's what I said. Thank you, I speak for answering
Messy
the
Talk
question and clearing that up because they are really trying to pull straws at this point. I appreciate you for clearing up the bullshit. Go ahead.
Okay, so can
Thank you for the follow,
I'm
Shay.
confused. You talking to me or you talking to the comments?
No, I was talking to I speak because he just clarified all the rumors that were made about my body were incorrect.
Okay. The other question. So when
Hey,
you
I
were
got
asking
you.
about her health, were you asking about her mental health, or were you
I was-
asking about her health in general?
I was asking about it in general.
So you were asking about her medical health and
Hey,
not
Nurse
just
Naya.
her mental.
I was asking about her full health in general. Has
Thank
he
you,
done
Gigi.
What
anything to
gives
have
you the
any
right
health issues?
to know about anything dealing with her medically? Do you not hear how that sounds? So can I ask you the question? How are you doing with your medical health?
So, no, you're not going to answer me a question, but I am going to answer your question because you asked me a question first, so you can't answer your question with a question. So, in order to answer your first question, how can I ask? I would ask the way I did. And what would happen was if he were to expound on that, that would be his choice. And the only place that question was going to go was in regards to her health. She has exposed that on the app and exposed people that have i.e. helped her or did not help her. So my question
Thank
was
you
going
for
to be to
leveling
him
up,
in
Nurse
these
Naya.
instances where you have experienced her having health issues, were you somebody that she could rely on or not? The question did not go there because he did not answer. That was the end of that. Any other
Okay, so
questions?
yes, I have one more for you. So I do remember there was a conversation or something came up about the freak offs that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is a question that actually should have come to me. So anything relating to the freak offs, that deals with me, right?
Okay, but I don't know if you heard Savoy say, but Savoy actually confirmed when that question was asked that that was something that was brought up and he wanted to answer that. So obviously there was something that was involving his name in regards to being in a freak off, which I very well remember. And he has every right to answer that.
No, you're right. You're totally fine. So I'm going to give y'all the real rundown of everything that happened in the freak off. You ready?
That's totally up to you. I'm not asking you to do that, but I'm telling you the reason that I asked him because his name was involved.
No, totally fine. I'm just going to give you the whole rundown of what happened in the freak off. So do you want it or not?
You can give it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Nurse
so
Naya.
the freak off happened. I ended up getting 2 rooms. So both rooms were in my name, right? In both rooms, there was 2 beds. So there was me, a whole bunch of people, but I can name for
All right. One moment. Hold on. Trina, I had a feeling you'll be back. All right.
No, this is weird. I don't give a damn. This is weird as hell. I'm trying to figure out how Nina, I don't give a fuck how long ago it was. Y'all talk about Bella and the Bean, and that shit was 2-3 years ago. Y'all talk about me and the TV, that shit was 4 or 5 years ago. Y'all talk about everything, no matter how long ago it was, with whoever y'all want to talk about it with. So how the fuck is Nina and Savoy off limits when Nina and Savoy, Nina particularly, displayed their relationship like we was all on xnxx.com? What is going on?
So do you feel like they were purposely singling Shigo out?
Yes, because since when is it this? Since when? Oh, it's old. Who gives a fuck if it's old? Y'all stay bringing up old shit. Again, I'm using me and Bella because me and Bella are up here, but y'all stay bringing up old shit. Bella and the Bean was how long ago? Me and the TV was how long ago? Bella was 3, I was 4. Y'all stay bringing it up whenever y'all getting into it with a motherfucker thinking that y'all got a little jab. I don't want to hear that it's old. Everything on this bitch is old that y'all try to bring up. Everything.
Thank you for the follow.
So now, oh, it's old. Why are we bringing it up? Oh, why are you asking somebody about somebody else's business? And again, I'm going to use Bella. Because we are here in court every week to be asked about somebody else's motherfucking business. Is y'all cool? Are y'all okay? You right, Bob the Builder. Let's carry on with the case. I am repeating myself. Thank you, Bella.
You're welcome, Trina. You good. I mean, no argument there. Because we're going to continue to listen to the business as we speak.
Sure, one of them was somebody called Cam Cam, and she was in the comments earlier. The other one was you.
All right, so Trina, I'm not sure if you are reading what's being said in the audience, but I'm her said that happened in 4K. Big difference. Oh, Trina responded. God damn, Trina's back.
I sure am.
You might as well just. I mean, if you record a few videos, you would consider yourself a vlogger at this point. So put a few videos on your page, kind of offset this, because listen, we getting off to an interesting start. What do you have to say, Trina?
I guess Nina and Savoy wasn't in 4K.
As a matter of fact, Tattletale, if you could just do me a solid, put yourself back in the queue, I'm her is coming up.
I guess Nina and Savoy's whole relationship wasn't in 4K. I guess Nina's whatever was going on with her mental health wasn't in 4K. It was all in 4K. We seen it. That's how we know about it. That's why we're talking about it. So I don't get that point. It's all in 4K.
Okay, so I understand it happening in 4K, but some shit just ain't with Shigo now being a advocate for Rizzy, you know, like the last thing we should be asking about is someone mental health position that's not even there and that we seen have episodes. So that was my biggest issue with the interview. We seen Nina have episodes. Why would that even be a question? Nina's not even
Can you
there.
stick to what you
Can I
just said,
finish?
though?
Can I finish talking? I didn't interrupt you at all, Trina.
Okay, but I want
I
you to
didn't
stick to
interrupt
what
you at
you
all.
said.
You don't police how I talk. You worry about how you talk, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say.
So you gonna dodge your point that was not a point?
Trina, you kind of getting on my nerves right now because I didn't interrupt
That's
you,
okay.
and that's what I'm working on in
So
New
can we
Year's.
not
Is
make
I
this a
let y'all do
personal
that.
conversation?
Yeah,
Both
because
speak
that's
to
what
each other's point of view.
I made every point that I wanted to make getting up here.
Okay.
My question was, you say it happened in 4K, so that's not the same. And then you didn't want to address the fact that everything with Nina happened in 4K. You wanted to come up and make another irrelevant point.
Okay. So Trina, you're saying that because are you saying as far as her relationship or her health situations, some of those were public?
It
That
was
is
all public. It was all public. We've literally seen Nina having intercourse. Like, huh? It was all public. I don't get it. It's all been in 4K. That's why the whole comment, well, that was in 4K. So, that was a little bit different. No, it wasn't. Because it was all in 4K. And who are y'all to talk about poor taste? Like, let's be literally for real. Like, literally for real. Who are y'all to talk about poor taste? Huh? But go ahead, Bella.
okay. Just stay right there. My Lord, y'all do know we got other clips, right? So just kind of be a little bit patient with me. But let's hear it all, okay?
All of us were a part of this freak off, and we all did whatever the fuck we wanted to do, and there was about 10, 11 random motherfuckers in that motherfucker. We did
You said
whatever
the
the fuck
other
we
one
wanted.
was you. Cam, and who?
No, I said you. She go, you.
You.
Not me, but you.
I wanted no freak off.
Everybody was in a freak off. We was all in a goddamn freak
Girl,
off.
I've never been on a
So you
trip.
were
I
in a
never
freak
seen
off.
you in life.
Cam
You
was in
remember
a
that
freak
me and
off.
you started?
I
Hold
was
on.
in
Do
a
you
freak
remember?
off. 15
Now
other
you trying to be
motherfuckers was
funny.
in a
Do
freak
you
off.
remember that me and you
Well,
literally
I'm
started
answering the
talking maybe 3
question.
months ago because you beefed with me
I'm
around 2
literally
dollars?
answering the question because there was
No,
never
you trying to
a
be
freak off
funny.
scope, and that came out before.
You
But
trying to
knew
be
that.
funny. Now I
am,
did see
because
you put the
already
Cam
knew that a
thing,
freak
but
off
I've
never
never
happened.
even met you in
But
life,
you
boo.
still bringing up a motherfucking freak off like
Never
you didn't
met you
know
in
earlier
life,
that that shit
boo.
didn't happen.
Never
But
took a
that
picture
was
with you,
nothing.
never met. So why are you so mad?
I'm telling you, I'm trying to answer your question, right?
Like, no,
wanna
you
know about
went
freak
funny.
off? I'm
You
telling
went
you about
funny with
freak
the
off.
question, and then you
So
instantly
now you
got
want to say
mad.
that
Like, I don't understand why, like, you and Hippie on this rant tonight. Like, all because I interviewed Savoy.
What is it? No. I
Like,
mean,
what's being hidden? Like, what's going on?
the hidden thing is you was in a freak out and so was Cam.
No,
What are you
I
talking
wasn't.
about?
I've never been to an event with you.
We was
So
all
that's
in a
not
freak out. You showed up
nowhere.
after.
I've only
I didn't
been
go to the
to.
event.
I've only been to one event, and that was
I didn't
Tyler's
go to
event,
the
and
event.
nobody went to a room with each other.
I never went to the event though. So what are we talking about?
Okay, so
I didn't go
what
to
are
the
we
event.
talking about then? Because you wanted
It
to
was
bring
a
up a
freak
freak
out that
off,
happened. No,
and
you
he was
got
involved in a freak off, and now I feel like you're
Exactly.
trying to deflect.
I was
and I don't
involved.
understand why you're
Cam
trying
was
to deflect so hard.
involved.
It's
You were
giving
involved.
weird. Like, you're trying to
Is this
deflect
for
really
real?
hard, and it's giving weird. Like, I don't
It
understand.
is giving weird for you to ask about somebody's health.
Okay,
Yes.
now you're circling back to the health. Okay, so let's get back to
Because the
that. I've
whole
already
thing was weird.
answered
So
why I
if you want
asked
to play
about
weird,
it
then I'm gonna play weird
because
too.
the health
But
had
you
a
know
follow
better
up
than to
question
ask
in
about
regards to
somebody's health.
whether
She goes,
she was
let's
somebody
be
he
real.
was
Can I
somebody
ask
she
you
could
about your
depend
health?
on,
And you answer me
and he
honestly?
didn't answer it.
Can I
So I
ask you
already
about your
answered
health?
that part.
Yes or no? Yes
So
or no?
why are you so mad?
Because you knew damn well that was
Because
disrespectful.
it's already
as fuck.
been no.
No,
It
you knew that was
wasn't.
disrespectful. You don't ask about
It
nobody's
wasn't. The
health
question was
situation.
moved on from. The question was moved on from, and like
You
I said, the
still
question
don't
was to get
ask.
into
She
whether
go.
he was somebody that she could rely on or not, and we didn't get into that part, and that was moved on from.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. Can I ask about your health?
You can ask whatever you want to ask. It's my choice to
So you
answer,
gonna answer the
right?
questions about your health?
You can ask whatever you want to ask, and I can choose
Then,
not to
okay,
answer
so let me ask you this question though.
correct?
Why not just ask Nina?
I told Nina she got the space to answer, and then she came
No,
up
no,
and
no.
dropped.
Why did you just not ask her about her health? If that was the case, why would you ask her?
First off, Nina was already offered an interview. She tried to cancel hers. And
Let's take a moment to think for a second, audience, who's been around since the show has started, okay? Are y'all familiar with other people that have had health issues on the app? I just would like to pose that question for you. What's up, Zoe? Trina. When I say that's the first name that popped up. But are y'all familiar with other people who have had health issues? Yeah, we're going to try to just get active engagement. So y'all can just simply type yes or no in the audience. Do y'all recall when some of these people health were questioned? Just
I
curious.
do.
Because Roland is asking great questions. She said, why would you question someone about their health? She's absolutely 100% correct. But then it takes me back to a time where there was other people who
Whose health was questioned to the point where the daughter, Gen X's daughter, had to get on here and tell y'all to shut the fuck up. Because while y'all was questioning if her mama was being for real, she had passed away. Or Shay, who had gone septic due to her weight loss surgery. And y'all didn't believe until she came back on here and told y'all she was strung out from the pills that she got after the surgery. So, it's always the who and not the what. Because y'all have always questioned people's health.
However, I will say in a graceful manner, so much happens on this app that it is a possibility to forget what has already happened. So just looking at it from that standpoint, might have forgotten. Yes, absolutely, Trina. You yourself, with the things that you had going on, God, your health was talked about. I don't even want to
Oh
go
yeah,
there.
Bella, I remember when I was in the hospital with a heart rate of 40 and they told me that I was doing it for cash apps. I remember.
Let's keep listening.
Savoy's, okay? So before you try to get up in my space and why I didn't ask her, she already had an opportunity, babes.
Okay,
She
so
tried
we're
to
gonna
cancel
ask
her
everybody else
her
about your
and
health.
Savoy's.
Bet.
And then Savoy
Bet.
decided to speak.
Bet.
Did Savoy decide? I thought Timeless Fate was blocked because she was saying like a lot of weird shit before, but it's okay. I'll get you this time. Like, so why? Shit, I didn't drop Rolling because she can ask questions, but I did block you, Timeless Fate, because you were saying this strange, like out the wall shit. There's certain shit I'm not gonna go for.
All
But
right,
like I said,
I cannot ignore this comment. I'm not going to ignore it. It says that Essence situation was questioned. Trina, is that true?
Yes. And I hate to do this because I guess they done made up, but Erica did question the validity of it due to, I guess she said, and I'm paraphrasing this, not verbatim, but something. I guess her and Essence have been friends for so long, and Essence did not bring it up, so she was questioning the validity of the severity of the lupus. I guess.
All right.
Again, they have made up, but yeah, that did happen.
And I will say this, I also have a gallery. If y'all want to help complete the gallery or take over the title, you may do so. So here's the thing, right? It is very obvious that it has been talked about before. Can we try to set boundaries again? Can we try to set boundaries where we're not diving into someone's mental health, or we're not diving into telling people that they need to prove that they are sick, or can we start setting boundaries? If someone say that they are dealing with something mental, to take their word for face value. What is the harm in saying, you know what, you saying you got some mental issues, I'm going to respect that, or you saying that you sick, I'm going to, like, what is wrong with just saying, you know what, if that's what you're saying, I'm just have to take your word for it? Can we get back to where we're setting boundaries and not diving into too far?
Bella, to get back to it would have had to ever have been a thing. There's never been boundaries over here.
Okay, so what I'm saying, as I always say, it can start self. So if I'm like, okay, well, you know what, I'm not going to question Trina about her mental health. I'm not going to question whoever else is in the pen. I'm not going to do that. It's not my business. What your circumstances is solely not my business. So I'm not even going to question you on that. I don't question people about their teeth. I know I can't just draw a certain line, and that's my profession.
You don't, Bella? I would always be asking people, child, what happened to your tooth?
No. And if I ever did have that conversation, it was in private. Because of
Was
my
against the
profession,
policy?
a code of ethics. I have to move a certain way.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't do that. So no
Bella, you
disrespect.
so fucking classy.
If your teeth was fucked up and I start cracking down on your teeth, knowing my profession, that can get me in trouble. Cause no, like if I'm supposed to be encouraging people about their smile and transform and healthy gums, and why would I be talking about your teeth? So that would put me in a bad situation. So I have to watch what I say. I say all that to say, I'm very careful what I do and how I treat. So I can't question certain things. Hippie, I noticed that you came up. Thank you for your patience. I did play a clip earlier. You was going off. You had some grievances about her interview. May I ask you directly, where did you draw the line? Why did you get upset with the interview with Savoy?
Good morning, Bella. How are you? Yeah, that's what I want to come and clarify because there's some misinformation being spread this morning. Not by you specifically, but, in the comments in other places. Now, I didn't really have a problem with the interview itself. I have not seen the full interview, Bella. When I went to Pretty Mama's Live, Barb said, Hippie, can you come up? Because I want to ask you how you feel about this interview. I was like, well, I haven't really see it. She was like, oh, these are the different parts. And she was telling me different things. And I was asking questions as I would any other time. Why Savoy? Why now? Have we seen him recently? Oh, well, what was the question about Nina about? Well, what was the context of it? Asking questions. Me nor Barb was tearing her down like, oh, that stupid ass bitch, she always do shit like that. None of that. So she receive via Deja, since she is here, receive messy mail saying Hippie's over here talking shit about you. Now, mind you, she calls everybody diabolical, but Bella, do you remember who started messy mail? Do you recall?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I could be wrong. I thought HB started Messy Mel.
Correct, because if you remember, you had to pay on the CA to make a comment in the live, and then HB said, y'all can send me messy mail for free. Yeah, the same person she called diabolical, she allowed that to be used on her platform. She got that messy mail, and then she started saying, oh yeah, Hippie's over there talking shit about me. Oh yeah, he just needs something for his field report. Oh yeah, Hippie always talking shit. So then I went over to her page directly because she didn't ask me about it before she started talking. And I said, listen, why did you say that? She was like, I got messy mail. I was like, yeah, messy mail, but if we supposed to be cool, you just apologized to me a couple of days ago for the last time you started barking at me for no reason. Then why wouldn't you ask me? And then I proceeded to tell her, we were recapping. I haven't seen the full thing. I was asking questions. These are the type of questions I was asking. She started being passive aggressive and condescending, like, oh, well, you was talking shit. Is that talking shit? Asking questions about your interview? Isn't that what we do over here? Recap? Did I call you out your name? Did I say you a horrible interviewer? No, none of those things were said. So then I told her on her platform, since you want to play, we are going to recap. And then that's where you get the clip that you had, Bella, which was me reading her for filth. And that's because that's her third time trying to play on my name. And then I wanted to play on hers. So I didn't have a problem with the interview, nor have I even seen the whole thing. When I was asking questions about the interview, then she started talking shit because according to her, she got messy mail that I was talking shit. But I really feel like she just wanted to have a problem anyway, because if that's somebody you're cool with, why don't you wait until you're off a live or share me the live and be like, what was said over there? Why are they saying you were talking shit? And I would have explained it just like I tried to explain it to her before I got upset. That's the first thing. The second thing is she did have an interview scheduled with Nina, as she said in the clip you just played with Roland. I wanted that to finish last year to talk about these topics. And then Nina canceled the interview with her and Savoy. So now, in my opinion, you came at the next year when Savoy is not a hot topic. Bella, this is an accountability court. When's the last time you spoke about his name? Exactly. He's not a hot.
I can't think of the last time. I'm not even being funny. I forgot about him.
He's not a hot topic at all. So in my opinion, she wanted to speak to Savoy and ask that question as a proxy for Nina, since Nina had already canceled the previous interview. And in my opinion, Nina was a hotter topic. Why do I believe that? When's the last time Nina had one of those breakdowns on live, Bella? Do you recall? Because I do. It was the week of the deceased, of the unfortunate deceased, correct? That happened on Friday, and Nina thing was on Tuesday. And we haven't seen Nina since then, have we? What do you think that means? She's trying to work on her mental health, okay? So my point was, I really didn't have a problem with it. At first, I was just asking questions, but then I said, since you want to play, let's play. And I started talking shit about her interview, her platform, and anything else I could think of. Now, somebody downstairs earlier said, now, Hippie, I fuck with you, but it seemed like you wanted to have an issue. No. I didn't want to have an issue, but that's her third time trying me. As I do report on everybody, even though I don't comment on everything, I do go watch the blog. Shout out to the bloggers. And each time I gain more information on these different people. Sure, after I'm done, because you've had plenty of time to speak. Each time I go watch this information on these different people. Just because I don't speak on things don't mean I don't know it. If I get mad at anybody, Bella included, I'm going to bring out whatever I can. You see how fast I'm talking. So no, I didn't want to have a problem, but that is her third time trying me. And because of that, I said, okay, well, let's have the conversation. And now I'm going to talk shit about you and everything I can. So I just wanted to provide some context, Bella, because it wasn't hating on her interview at first. It was that she started talking shit, so I started talking shit. And in the midst of me talking shit, she started saying other things like, oh, Nina had a chance and she declined. Nina said, somebody told her in the comments over there during that first live, before the second one that you're listening to, somebody told her in the comments, oh, Nina asked you to stop. She was like, she never asked me to stop. She had a chance to come up, da-da-da-da. So the rebuttals that you're hearing are from the things that Shigo was saying in her live post-interview. It wasn't an interview, and nobody really was talking bad about it until Shigo started, exasperating or throwing fuel on the fire for that situation.
Okay, thank you so much. One quick thing, actually 2 or 3. It's crazy to me that Barb asked Hippie to come up to ask Hippie about Shigo, but Shigo can't, excuse me?
I said, yeah, I was agreeing to you.
Okay, I did not interrupt your Hippie.
I
Let's show each
said,
other
yeah,
respect.
I was agreeing with you. I thought it was the kind of thing to do. Sure, go ahead.
Okay, well, I appreciate you. So Barb can can call Hippie up to ask Hippie about Shigo, but Shigo can't do what she do and always do and ask Savoy about his ex. Hippie and Shigo ain't even got no dealings, so we can scratch the whole narrative of why you asking one person about another person, because that's how Hippie even got into the shit, because he was asked about Shigo. Now, Hippie, I also felt like you missed something out, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, you did throw up her birthday somewhere in the initial explanation, and that is what upset Shigo. Not necessarily your answers, but you throwing up her birthday, which was a sensitive spot for her. Also, you said we haven't seen Nina. We absolutely have seen Nina. We actually seen Nina the same damn day. So I'm not sure where you're coming from with that either, because we have seen Nina. In fact, we saw Nina yesterday in the interview, in the comments, and on the panel. So we've definitely seen Nina almost every damn day since that has happened. So I'm not sure where we're getting that from either. And I'm not saying she's not working on her mental health, but however, if she is working on it, she's working on it on this app, because we've seen Nina. So I think all of y'all points are being shot out the water by either what y'all are saying or the behavior y'all are displaying. Because y'all mad she asked about somebody, but somebody got caught up on the panel to be asked about somebody. It ain't adding up. It's not clocking for me.
Yeah, just to clarify, I think that all three of your points are wrong. The first one being, the first one being
You
about,
okay, Hippie?
yeah, I'm just silly and I thought it was funny. The first one being about Shigo and her birthday. I didn't bring that up. Barb brought that up, and she asked me, was that something with mental health? I said, I don't know Shigo to have a specific mental health issue, but she said there was some things bothering her within her personal life and her family that day. So somebody asked me a question, I responded to the question. The
So
second
my
thing,
point wasn't wrong. No, so my point
no,
wasn't
no.
wrong.
Can
No,
I
no, no.
finish? Can I finish and then you can rebuttal? Because you gave me 3 things. So it's 2 more things I want to correct
Okay,
you
let
on.
me write it in the comments.
Okay, so then the second thing is you saying that Barb asked me about Shigo. She asked me about Shigo's interview, which we always do in the form of a recap. She specifically asked about Nina's mental health because Nina's mental health has been a hot topic, and she knew she couldn't do an interview with Nina, so she asked Savoy as a proxy. That was my point. And he hasn't been over here at all. Like, Trina, honestly, you would have been a better interview because you're more of a hot topic than he is. What was that about? And then the last thing that you said, I don't even remember. What was the third thing, Bella? Do you recall? I don't know.
Okay, I'll refresh you in my rebuttal. So first, you definitely made my same point, but just made it in a different wording. I said that you guys brought up her birthday, and that is what made her clap back. You did speak
You
about
guys
her.
brought up her
Excuse
birthday.
me,
That's incorrect.
excuse me.
That's incorrect.
Let's maintain our
Is
decorum.
that what I
Let's
said, Bella?
maintain our
So
decorum.
that would mean that
Let's
would be
maintain our
incorrect.
decorum. Let's
Correct?
maintain. Let's
Allow
maintain.
her to get it out. Allow her to get it out.
So again, I stated that you spoke on her birthday. Let me correct my verbiage and be very technical since I'm speaking with you. You spoke on her birthday. And whether or not somebody asked you and you responded or you brought it up, the fact still remains and still stands that you did speak on her birthday, which was what upset her, number one. So that point was in fact correct, and you admitted it was correct. Number two, asking and answering about someone's behavior is asking and answering about them. You can say, well, it wasn't about Shigo, it was about Shigo's interview, but that kind of cancels itself out because whose interview was it about? Oh, Shigo's. So by asking about her interview, you are asking about her and the behavior that she's conducting. So you're doing the very same thing that you guys are trying to persecute her for doing. And my last point was that we have seen Nina. We've seen Nina every day since the same day that she had said alleged breakdown. We've seen Nina every single day on multiple platforms, including the platform in which y'all had such a problem with yesterday, i.e. Shigo's interview. That was the last point.
Oh yeah, thank you for clarifying that. So specifically, when I said we haven't seen Nina, we haven't seen her have any issues as far as with the blogs or making scenes and panels or anything like that. So that's what I would need to clarify.
Okay. Well, going off your initial statement of have we seen her? Yes, we have.
Yeah, you're right. I misspoke and I corrected that one part, but the rest of it I still disagree with you on. And no, I didn't bring her up, but I did clarify what I thought because I'm allowed to have an opinion for sure. But that
Oh,
wasn't a
oh.
structured interview with somebody that clearly that person didn't have the interview with last year, and that person wasn't a hot topic, and you wanted to just snake your way into, in my opinion, talking about somebody else. Right. And Simply Me is correct. It was a dry bone that she gonna receive, in my opinion, in relation to me, and then she ran with a dry bone because of whatever reason. But I was sick of her doing that. Okay.
Well, they are
So
asking you a direct question. Did you mention
what?
she goes family to Barb?
Not initially, but I did in the second one. So I just told you. When I answered Barb, she said on live that she was having family issues and personal issues. Now, the second time in that clip that Bella played, I did mention her family and how some different things about specifically what Shigo said about them alive. I went in way more detail the second time. So if that's what they're talking about, then yes. But the first time, no.
Okay, second thing, Hippie. Is it fair to say that if over 400 people were in the live, that it must have been something that people were interested in?
Yeah, they were interested in Savoy talking about Nina. I agree with you.
Okay. Also, is it fair to say, oh, not even fair to say, is it accurate? Because y'all have said this, right? So let's remember what we said. Is it accurate to say that Nina was the reason Savoy didn't do the interview the first time?
Yeah, she was the one that canceled it. Shigo said
Right.
that. Nina said that on live before. That's
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. So yes, Nina canceled Savoy's interview the first time, not
Oh, it
Savoy.
was Savoy and Nina's interview the first time, not just Savoy.
Okay.
That was my
But
point.
Nina canceled it. But Nina canceled it. Okay. So
Yeah.
cool. Now that he and Nina are no longer attached to each other, I think that we could, logically surmise that he wanted to do the interview now, since Nina's not telling him yes or no, yay or nay. I think it could be logical to surmise that if he was going to do the interview before and one party said no, and then he comes back to do it alone, that would mean that he wanted to do the interview on his own and he was ready to do it. Is that a logical assumption?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, and you just stated something that was very pertinent to me. You said you are allowed to have an opinion. Do any of us get to dictate the hotness of topics over here?
The people dictate that. We see it every day.
Correct. I'm so glad you said that, Hippie. So with that being said, if there were over 400 people in the live, that would make it a hot topic, no?
No, he wasn't a hot topic. No, Trina.
Wow. So the people
Trina,
don't dictate.
Trina, please, that wasn't a good spin because again, when you asked me
You didn't spin
initially,
it, you did.
no, when you asked me initially, what did I say? He wasn't a hot topic. Nina was a hot topic.
No, but
there to
then
hear
you
him talking.
said the
And let
people
me finish.
determined.
Yes, the people determined. I'm
And there
still
were over
agreeing on that
400
point.
people in
No,
there.
no. The
Over
people
400
determined.
people means it's hot, right?
Right, but what did I tell you? Yes, the people wanted to hear what he had to say about Nina. Nina was the hot topic, which she had been in the weeks prior on the panel right before the untimely deceasement of someone. I already said that. I'm agreeing with you on that point, but he wasn't the hot topic. Nina was the hot topic. And yes, Trina, the people did decide that. Hence why she wanted to have that interview. Exactly. So I can go ahead and drop down because the people are ready to move on, Bella. I just wanted to clarify with you your question of why was this so
Y'all
important?
ever need a
Why
lawyer,
were we
hit my
so
ass
upset?
up.
Barely. Why was it so important and why would we talk about it? It wasn't important. We were recapping it, asking questions, and then Shigo started talking shit and it went down a rabbit hole. And that's why she got those responses that she got, because not her interview, her after show is when she started saying other things. And even people was like, she only asked 1 or 2 questions about Nina. Right. And it wasn't that serious. And that's what we were asking about. Like, oh, well, why was Savoy? Asking about the interview and why it was chosen, what was said in the interview, not talking shit about her. And then she made it worse by talking junk about other people and trying to, I guess, defend herself and say different things about Nina. And that's when people started coming up, doing their rebuttals with her. That's when we went over to Pretty Mama's Live after the interview and after or during her after show, I guess you could call it.
Okay, so can I say something? All right, because I noticed that the number 400 is being thrown around in the audience. People are saying that 400 isn't a lot of people. Are y'all aware that 400 people actually is a lot of people when you have to factor in a few things? One, multiple creators being live when Shigo was live, but yet 400 people still came into the room. Also, if Shigo is rebuilding her platform, trying to strengthen her platform, bring in different people, 400 for her would be a lot of people, because when you're starting over, you're hoping that at least 50 to 100 people show up. So technically 400 is a lot of people for those that are rebranding, rebuilding.
Yeah, I agree, and I know it was at least two
Even
people streaming. So
even
you
if
got to
it's
think of
not
that. Those
a
listening.
rebrand, we got to think we have some of the most popular creators over here, Nitra, Manny, who don't always have 1 point something K. Manny has many alive where he has 200-300 people and he carries on nonetheless.
That's a
I
nice.
think that, huh?
I say, yeah, that's a nice number.
I think that the internet has kind of distorted the way that we view audiences of people. I don't think a lot of us would be able to get up in a room where 400 people were sitting and speak to them without hiccup, without stutter, without shaking, or conduct the interview with another party where 400 people were sitting and conduct it smoothly while the Super Bowl and something else is going on, to reference Bella saying other big creators were live. I think the internet has definitely distorted the way we view audiences. To stand in front of 1.6K people and host a show, like 1.6K people in an auditorium, that's amazing. So the fact that 400 people were in there steadily tapping, gifting, like, yeah, that was a damn good live. Most of y'all couldn't read in front of your class of 15. So let's chill out.
Oh,
Okay.
and Bella, can I make one point before I go? Um, I do recall earlier too you asking about different people and when was the shift. The shift was when the unalivement happened, and Shigo was one of the people pushing for more advocacy for mental health, and to basically be kinder in that regard, right? And specifically with Nina, that same exact week, she had a very large issue in front of us, and the week before. So that, when you ask the question of when did the shift happen, that's when the shift happened. She was one of the leaders of it. So that was a part of the reason why people was questioning her or asking her about it. I did later on call her a mental health warrior, but initially I was just like, well, isn't she the person advocating for mental health and changing people platforms? So I do think that should have, or that could be included in the conversation, because a lot of things have happened on Messy Talk in the past. A lot of different things have been treated in certain ways. But since then, it was supposed to be a bit of a change. I'm not saying that everybody changed, but she was one of the people leading that charge to change for that reason.
Okay, so in other words, you're saying that she needs to be the change that she wants to see.
No, I'm saying that she never wanted to change in the first place.
Oh. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm not to
Thanks,
that.
Bella. See you soon. Thanks for chatting with me and allowing me to enjoy your show.
Well, okay, and thank you for coming in. Shout out to the field report. Um. Okay, so someone in the audience said it was for show, but how can we determine that? See, it's going back to me saying where the boundaries should lie at. There should have been a lot of lessons that should have been taken in based on a lot of things that transpired throughout the years, not just last year, but last year leading up to the way it ended. Yes, Trina.
So this is my last thing that I'm gonna say on it, and then we go to the next case after you get through Bella. I think it's very disingenuous and a little bit obtuse to throw in her advocacy for harassment and bringing down someone's mental health, and to try to convolute that into asking a question about someone's mental health. Shigo did not down Nina. She did not disrespect Nina. She did not try to be funny with Nina. She did none of those things. She asked a question. So to try to make that synonymous with her fight against harassing somebody or against purposely playing on somebody's mental health, to me, is purposely disingenuous and obtuse. I would respect it more if you just said that's my friend and I don't like that she was spoke on, other than trying to convolute two very, very different things. She only asked a question. She did not disrespect her. She didn't call her out her name. She didn't even push the subject when he shut it down. It's not the same whatsoever.
So with that being said, and it's just my opinion, going forward, starting out the new year, you have a new slate. So everyone can be mindful of other people's mental health, okay? Be mindful of what you say, what you do. Also, another suggestion, just listening to that, again, the grievances. I would suggest that if we're going to hold a standard to one person, then just have that standard to everyone. And I think that's where Trina issue lies at, is her feeling like Shigo was being called out for pretty much doing what she's been doing amongst what others have been doing. So if you feel like Shigo need to be sensitive to mental health and be mindful of other people, then the standard should be with everyone else. And I'm just going to leave that there. It's interesting that the word harassment did come up because we do need to discuss these situations. Again, we're here for the mess, but there's also lessons to be learned. I feel like y'all need to be made aware of what is currently going on, okay? With that being said, again, shout out to the vloggers. This clip comes from Tattletale, and it is titled AZ Harassed Heartbreaker. I don't want to say stalk because that is an allegation, but allegedly stalks and harassed Heartbreaker. Let's hear the clip.
Are you serious?
She done fucked up the wrong one.
We need to listen to this clip, one, because again, it's not about, I need y'all to understand, it's not about who's involved, it's about the action, the situation. So I challenge everyone to remove how y'all feel about certain people and still be able to do what's right when it pertains to everyone. Okay? Hear the situation.
English.
I'm here to help you, as our community team is busy right now. Which of these are you calling about?
Speak to someone.
Meeting? Who would you like to reach?
The office.
You can say, I apologize. I heard you say something, but I couldn't understand. Let's try again. Who would you like to reach?
Leasing.
Meeting. Press 1. For maintenance, 2. For administrative, 3. If you'd rather we call you back at a different number, say different number. Please provide your name and a brief message, and one of our legal professionals will follow up with you.
Hello, my name is. I was calling to give you an update that to give you the report number. The investigators are now investigating Dashiana, the one that unalived Rizzy. She was using her for money, and she lived in your apartment complex also as well. She lied about her income. She told us that it's a video out too, how to lie to get an SSI check. Also, she was telling this girl to unalive herself, and she went to a ceiling fan, tied herself up, and unalived herself. So I was calling to give y'all that info, and can you give me...
I want to say this first. Tattletale, I appreciate you blurring out personal information. Let's start there. Shout out to the other vloggers. If that can be a request this year going forward, when we do hear people information being doxed, if y'all could start blurring it out. So when we do have these shows and we're recapping the information, that we're not pushing out the doxing. Some of us are not hearing the information fully. We're playing the clips in real time. So it's going to be a natural reaction. With that being said, Tattletale, I do appreciate you doing that, and continue to engage in the likes. Let's get to 200K, please.
Hey, thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Wait, you left a voicemail? Was that a voicemail?
They were like with him, and he described the unalignment. That was it.
And he told that to me.
He got the message on the voicemail.
I promise you don't know.
So it sounds like he's recapping. Because I'm trying to understand the point of doing that.
When I touch on your kids and you think you have the nerve to sit at a table with somebody. But you don't answer the question. Why didn't you have custody?
So, was he in somebody's panel responding? Because I'm confused. It's a weird echo.
You did it. I got the clips, bitch. You did it. No, it don't. No, it don't. No, it don't, slow hoe. No, it don't, slow hoe. You obviously Pensacola told me. See, she's stupid. She's stupid. She need to be worried about her schizophrenic before she be worried about somebody else.
All right, again. So here we are talking about someone's mental. And it's, I hate that I even just heard that, because did you not just leave a voicemail calling out that she allegedly did whatever with someone who was dealing with their mental, and then you turn around and say that? I don't get y'all. If your argument is for a specific cause, why do you in the same breath literally you cancel it out? What is the point?
She's a dumb schizophrenic person. And I'm finna call 988 because I think she need help with her schizo.
I promise you, my city's not investigating no crimes here.
Your city said contact my local, so my local can contact your city. But I'm gonna call 988 because I think you need help because you're schizophrenic. Your schiz is really acting up.
All right, real quick. So to the people who do deal with mental health, I would like to apologize to y'all for what you are hearing. Respectfully, have y'all not learned anything from what happened last year? And what y'all doing right now, y'all playing games with people's mental health. Y'all playing games like, okay, well, when I'm mad at someone, I'm going to throw your mental health in your face. I'm mad at you, I'm going to accuse you of that. Like, why y'all playing with that? Especially if we just saw the consequences of how far it can take someone.
Promise you they don't.
You allowing that man to touch on your kids. Let's be for real. You stupid.
When the situation happened with the package sent to me, they said, we'll look into it, we'll take the evidence, but we can't do nothing. This is for whatever county this came out of.
She's dumb. Arizona don't play that bitch. If this happened with Nitra, Nitra called from Texas. Use a prime example. Slowpoke.
Now, can you go ahead and call for us in 4K, the city and state it happened in?
Hey, Maya.
If Nitra called the police in her state and they got to me, why do you think it can't get to you?
Please go and they're gonna say you gotta call it. They were taking the information, so apparently you really don't know. I got to see this time. I got to know. And Rizzy, you don't know who Rizzy is. What she said, TikTok, you lost him.
Nope, they actually said, oh, they still calling.
You got a lot of shit going on around here, like that.
It's not calling.
A lot of shit going on around here, like that.
It paused, but I will say this because I think we pretty much heard enough. My question is to the audience, and I really need to ask y'all this. Do y'all understand how much power that y'all do hold when it comes to the creators? Do y'all understand y'all power? And I genuinely, I'm asking y'all this in the most genuine way I can. Do y'all know how much power that you hold when it comes to the host? In order for a host to exist, y'all have to exist. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand stuff like this can literally go away when y'all do not entertain it? I need y'all to hear the problem so we can have a solution to the problem. The solution is stop entertaining it. It's so simple. And I'm talking to y'all because I'm not telling y'all what to do. Y'all are adults. Y'all have the right to think for yourselves. 100%. I need y'all to hear the problem so the audience can take back control. The audience don't want to hear this shit. Do not engage with it. So go ahead, I'm her.
I just really came up here to put out a trigger warning. Some of the stuff that may be viewed, that was already viewed in 4K, may cause triggers. If it triggers you, we suggest that you leave and don't return till something of your viewing likeness will come up for viewing. Also, if you are suffering from any mental health issues, please call 988. If you are an individual that's calling 988, for the individual, it will not work. They have to call themselves. You can call 911 and request a MCAT specialist. Also, you can call 741-741. That is 24-hour counseling. That is 24 hours counseling. They do provide 741-741.
Okay. And I did see someone in the audience say you can log off. Understand something. When the app was made for everybody to enjoy the app. And we don't know why people get on this app to enjoy it for their personal reason. So it's unfair to ask them, whoever is on the app, that they need to leave. Whether they are going through mental health or not, that's not fair to tell them they need to get off the app. It's simple. You go into someone's room. Right now is a great example. Hearing the audio may have triggered you, and you have the free will to say, you know what? I'm going to step out of this live. It's quite simple. As the audience, I'm communicating with y'all, mainly my supporters. If you don't want to hear a situation, you don't want to see it happen, you have that free will to leave. I want y'all to continue to know that. Just continue to know within your power, you don't have to engage. When you hear it happen, just leave, remove yourself. Yes, Tori. So that way, after a while, the host will get the message, okay, yeah, they're not fucking with this. I need to change my direction. If they don't want to change on their own, you have to force the change. And I'm telling y'all don't, if you don't want to believe me, just test the theory. When you hear this shit happening, remove yourself and stay consistent. And let's see what happens. With that being said, I am going to move on to the next thing. For those that was here last year, we have been blending on other sides of the app. As we've been mixing and parlaying, some things did take place, as y'all may know. Our argument jumped out with one of our own. Don't know how we got here, but I want y'all to take a listen. This is AJ versus Crypto.
I'm gonna go on mute real quick. I gotta make a phone call.
Well, as far as accountability goes, he just sat in front of you today, January the 2nd, 2026, and told you, I'm just...
Krista, did you know that you requested up?
My bad, y'all. I'm in the store and I'm irritated. Drop me, Bella.
Sweetheart. Thank you.
Mad because Kiana drugged me, and that's what he was talking about.
Got it.
So
Yeah,
this nigga ain't changed.
so that's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I can't even. I'm a woman, so I can't agree with that. I can't.
Brother, you been pretty quiet. A lot of this is really shit.
Yeah, I can't agree with that. But Mars, can you hold it down? I gotta make this phone call real quick. I'm about to go lay my baby down.
It's prime, and it's prime time. It's about 126 of us in this live. Let's tap that screen because it don't cost a thing. Make sure you're there at the top next to HP's name, the host name. Tap that heart me. And make sure you circle back to get the rewards and benefits that come with it.
I don't have a reason to